Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another nightly message. It's currently 3:30. Tonight, I want to talk about Mike Tyson. Listen, I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. I mean, who doesn't think that? But something interesting about Mike Tyson is that he's changed his personality over the years, right? And he's the course of his career, or the way that he uses his influence, has changed drastically. I think that's very interesting. And a lot of times he goes on these shows or his own podcast or other podcasts, whatever, and he says these things where it's super emotional, right? And he's trying to get a point across. He's trying to get a message across because he's had such a tough life and he's changed in so many ways, so many experiences. And because I don't believe that he's very educated, he doesn't have a great sense of articulating himself. But every now and then, he does have something that does get through, something wise that he says. And I want to share this with you. Although he can be confusing at times, what I heard today from him was actually very good. And he said this, he said, all growing up and through my entire career, I was chasing to be great. But as I aged, I learned that being good and being great are not the same thing, and they cannot coexist. So as I aged, I put away the greatness and I started striving for goodness. Now, I don't know what goodness reaches, so I'm just going to strive for goodness. I want to talk to you all. If y'all are thinking the same thing, listen. When you put away greatness in this life, when you put away the worldly things, status, power, influence, when you take away your ego and you strive to be good, when you strive to serve, to love, to be an example, that's called righteousness. And who calls us to be that? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ doesn't call you to be the greatest of the great, the most influential, the person with the biggest legacy, with the most power in the world, with the most influence in the world. No, he calls you to be a servant. He calls you to be the low so that he can exalt you. He calls you to be good so that he can benefit you and give you the gifts that you want. He doesn't call you to go out here and slay all the competition and slay all the people and tear everybody down in your way to get what you want. Listen, having ambition, having motivation, and being dedicated to a goal is one thing. And accomplishing stuff, if that comes with influence, if that comes with money, if that comes with power, that's okay. But if that's your number one priority and you're chasing that greatness, you're chasing the world over righteousness, that's where we have a problem. So today I want to let you know that Mike Tyson has a point. Greatness and goodness can't coexist, but goodness and righteousness are two in the same. So strive for righteousness today.